I feel like this is going to be craziness. Starbucks is so problematic, but I can't resist. It's so good. Hello, beautiful gems. My name is Chelsey, and welcome to my first ever BookTube video. For those of you who don't know, BookTube is a YouTube community dedicated to those who love everything literature. It's for those who love to rant and rave about their favorite and least favorite books. The BookTuber Newbie Tag is a way for new and sometimes old booktubers to introduce themselves to their future subscribers, which I hope you guys will be. It's a way for you to introduce yourself by answering 10 questions. And I figured it'd be a great way for me to kick off this video and be the first video to introduce myself to you guys. Before we get started with the questions, I did want to introduce myself a bit further to give you guys a bit more of an idea of who I am and what I'm about and why you should definitely subscribe and, you know, come along on this journey with me. So my name is Chelsey Leon. I am 25 years of age. I'm old, but it's okay. I am a graduate of Mercer University, class of 2013. Go Bears! I have a creative writing degree with specializations in novel writing, screenwriting, and playwriting. I took a lot of writing classes, but I am a senior analyst at a software company. Shout out to my black tech queens. Represent. I read a lot, and I like to try to read quickly, but often I fail at doing that. I collect books. I collect books often more than I read them, but that's okay because we're here for the journey. Let's get on to the questions. Question number 1. Why did you start this channel? I've always wanted to start my own YouTube channel, and BookTube seemed like the perfect community for me to join in and do that. To be honest, with everything that's been happening this year between the coronavirus and the Black Lives Matter protests, I have had a huge drive as of late to make my voice heard and to put my voice out there, make my opinions known, especially when it comes to books, especially books by and with black characters and things of that nature. I have just wanted to, you know, put myself out there more, and I figured creating a BookTube channel would be a great way to, you know, survive the year that is 2020 while also getting to know all of you, while also, you know, joining a fantastic community that has already been so amazing. And so I also want to start this channel because I have a very, not eclectic, that's not the right word. I love fantasy, I love YA, I love sci-fi books, but I don't have a lot of people in my life right now who also kind of jive with that vibe. So I don't have anyone to talk to when I want to rant, when I want to rave, when I want to actually talk about books. So I figured a BookTube channel would be a great way for me to, you know, create that outlet for myself, create a way for me to talk to people about the books that I love, the books that I hate, the books I love to hate, and the books that are there to start a conversation. So that's another reason why I wanted to start a BookTube channel. Also, as I've stated, I love the BookTube community, and so starting a BookTube channel, I wanted to join in on the conversations that are already happening within the community. Wanted to join in to such a fantastic community, start making friends, and, you know, start talking about books. So I'm super excited for what this journey is going to do for me. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I think that every booktuber has their own personality and their own tastes. Everyone's tastes are different. Everyone can read a scene and see it completely differently from the person who also read that scene. Same thing with a page or what have you. So I think when it comes to BookTube, everyone kind of brings their own flavor and flair to BookTube and to their channel. But for me, I bring my experiences to the table. I am a Black lesbian nerd. I work in a tech industry, so I have a lot of different opinions about things that a lot of booktubers, you know, might not have when it comes to reading a piece of literature or, you know, partaking in a certain kind of media. In spite of that, I still think I have a bit of a more nuanced opinion to things. I try to see things from all perspectives, whether that is the author's perspective or the reader's perspective. So I can bring that sort of thing to the table when it comes to my BookTube channel. I'm also the type of person who has her hands in many different pots. I am a reader, I'm a writer, I'm a gamer, and that's not even including the weird stuff that me and my wife get into on the weekends. We go magnet fishing, we go ghost hunting, the list goes on, plus we have wacky antics with our animals. So I bring a lot to the table in that way of just like, I consume different kinds of media, and my experiences also affect how I consume those kinds of media. For my channel, I am thinking about not just doing book reviews about the books that I love and the ones that I hate, but I also want to do kind of fun, weird, quirky videos about why video games are actually literature, and like doing deeper dives into things that people might not think initially are literature, like musicals and music, doing deeper dives to investigate like their deeper meanings and things of that nature. I have also been thinking about, you know, using The Sims 4 to create book characters that we know and love, and even use it to create my own book characters. That is something that I kind of do when I get stuck in my writing, is I go to Sims 4 and I, you know, pull up create a sim, and I just start imagining my book characters and imagining, you know, what outfits would they wear to a party, or what would they wear to swim. And I figured that'd be some great content. But I don't know, what would you guys be interested in watching? Let me know if you'd be interested in watching that in the comment section below. Question number 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm super duper excited, obviously, to read books and, you know, talk to you guys about them. I'm also excited to do some of the more quirky videos I have planned. Something along the lines of, let's talk about natural hair within books, and how that's talked about, and probably how it should be talked about. Like I said, I'm a writer, so that sort of thing interests me. Right now, for reference, I am wearing a wig, so I do have natural hair. So I would love to like spend the time talking about that, or talking about relaxed hair, or talking about how hair is depicted in books. And I'm super excited to have that conversation and, you know, have those weird videos on my channel. But I'm also super excited to get to know you guys. I'm super excited to bring you along on this crazy journey and to actually be a part of this YouTube channel. I'm excited to see, you know, how you guys interact with the content that I create, and, you know, get your input on the content that I create. So I'm just super excited for this journey in general, and I can't wait to get to know each and every one of you. Question number 4. Why do I love reading? I have so many reasons why I love to read. I think for a lot of people, they love the sense of escapism, which I do too. I love being able to travel to different worlds and experience the impossible. I love being able to, you know, experience my wildest fantasy in books. And I think that's a really amazing reason to love books. I also think that reading is a great way to, you know, live out experiences that you dream of. I am happily married to my wife of almost 3 years, but I just love romances. I can't get enough of them. Give me a gay romance and I'm the happiest person on the planet. So for me, I love living out the romance of life yet again. I love, you know, reliving first kisses. I love living out different romances that I may never experience, like childhood romances, enemies to lovers. Yes, I love that trope. Don't at me. It's an amazing trope, probably the best one. don't at me, it's great. I love living out other romances too, and I love just experiencing that sort of thing again. I love reliving experiences that I've already had, like I said, the first kiss, you know, making friends for the first time, building new relationships. That sort of thing is beautiful to me, and I love that you can do that in reading, and it's one of the reasons why I love to read. I also love reading because you can experience stuff from different perspectives. You can experience something new and different that you probably never would have been able to experience in actual reality. So with the book that I'm reading right now, Felix Ever After, it's told from the perspective of a 17-year-old trans boy. I am not 17, nor will I be a trans boy. My identity is female. I was born female, signed female at birth, and that is what I identify as, and that's how I present. So I will never be able to be a 17-year-old trans boy, but through Felix Ever After, I am able to experience that, and I'm able to understand things from his perspective and see how he sees the world. I think books are a great way for you to see the world from someone else's perspective, for you to gain that sense of human empathy, which I think is something that we really, really need right now, is that sense of empathy and understanding of other people's experiences and how their lives are and what things challenge them, whereas other things might not challenge us in the same way. And I think books are a great way to do that. And I love that books can do that. I love that books can create that sense of humanity and that sense of connection and, you know, give us that empathy, give us something that we might not have been able to experience if we hadn't just picked up that book. I think that's beautiful and that's amazing. And I wish more people could experience it because it's really awesome. Number 5. What book or series got you into reading? I have always loved reading. However, when it comes to what books I read, I don't really remember a lot of the books that I read because a lot of them didn't have that big of an impact on me. They didn't change my life in a way. None of them really excited me. For the most part, I was reading just to read. And I think the reason for that is because a part of me was always hunting to see myself in any media I consumed. And then Twilight happened. This is going to be a future video, and I'm going to dedicate most of my feelings toward this book and this franchise to a future video. But I guess as a preliminary thing, I was addicted to Twilight when I was 12, pretty much from the time I was 12 until I was like going off to college. I loved that book series and I unapologetically loved it. Yes, I acknowledge it was problematic. I fully acknowledge that the book series is terrible, it was terribly written, and I do all of that now. But back then, when I was 12, that book was my everything. I had, you know, I was a huge Twilight fan. I'm not going to say the fan name because I don't believe that's a fan name, and I still stand by that. It's a terrible fan name, and I don't care what anyone says. Again, don't at me. But I loved it. Twilight's the reason why I got into fan fiction. I had the merch, a giant Jacob Black poster above my bed. I wore Twilight jackets. I had a Twilight necklace. I went to the midnight showings and the midnight releases. Shout out to when there were midnight releases of books. What an era. Iconic. It was my everything. I loved it. However, as much as it made me happy and as much as I loved the book series, it also made me angry. And I think it made me angry because I felt like I could see myself in this story. Listen, hear me out. I felt like I could see myself in this story. I felt like this was a world that could be built for me and where I could exist and, you know, break a mold for myself. But I felt like the author squandered it. I felt like she squandered the potential of it. And it made me so angry that I started writing. And I wrote my first book when I was 12 years old because of Twilight. Again, this is a future video because my word, but Twilight's the reason why I'm a huge reader today, and Twilight is the reason why I am, you know, a writer today. I have Twilight to thank for that. I guess I can thank Stephanie Meyer for that? Thanks. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Will you be my friend, please? I'm kidding. I think. Please be my friend. I love you guys so much. Thank you. In all earnestness, I would ask, you know, what books are you reading right now if you haven't already talked about them on your YouTube channel. I would also ask if you could be any supernatural creature, what would it be and why? Also, what are your favorite gay romance tropes or just gay tropes in general? Your favorite tropes from LGBTQ plus anything, just your favorite tropes about that sort of thing. And also, what's your favorite LGBTQ plus character from a book, or your favorite LGBTQ plus book? And you guys can also answer that in the comments below. You guys can also be my favorite booktubers. I will also love for you guys to be my friend. So feel free to answer those questions down below. I'd love to, you know, read more about it and get to know you guys better that way. Question number 7. What challenges do you think a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Oh my god, consistency. Like consistently posting content, you know, as many times as I say I'm going to. That's a huge challenge for me. I am working full-time while I'm making YouTube videos. So being consistent is a huge concern for me and a huge challenge to me. I don't think with a booktube channel you're going to be starving for content. There are books that come out every single week, and there are books that already exist that, you know, deserve attention or deserve to be ranted about. So I think consistency is a huge challenge. It's going to be something hard for me, but I'm going to do my best to make sure that you guys get new content every week. Question number 8. When did you start reading? I started reading when I was 18 months old, and I started seriously reading at the age of 12 when I read Twilight. But even after Twilight, I will say that I was hunting down more books to read. So after Twilight, another book that kind of triggered my hunger was Peeps by Scott Westerfield. But I read a bunch of other books like that, a bunch of other like books that I have seen on a lot of like bad literature like lists on Goodreads. So maybe I was destined to like make a booktube channel about bad books. Question number 9. Where do you read? Honestly, I read wherever and whenever I can. Work from home, so I'm grateful to have a job where I have the flexibility and the freedom to basically do whatever I want once I get my work done. So for me, I usually read from the comfort of my gaming chair. Very relaxing. It reclines 180 degrees. If you work from home, get yourself a gaming chair. Those things are made to last a long time and be comfortable. But when I'm not working, I tend to read in the hammock on my front porch, or I read on the couch in front of the TV while listening to lo-fi hip-hop beats to read and relax and study to. Or I read from the comfort of my bed while cuddling with my wife while she watches TikTok videos. Before COVID, I loved reading at Starbucks, but Miss Rona has decided she wanted to take that away from me and cancel it. But my absolute favorite place to read is soaking in a tub of some sort, whether that's a hot tub or something, while a candle that smells like something sweet is lit, and a glass of wine at the side. That is my favorite place to read by far. Question number 10. What kind of books do you like to read? Gay fantasy, lesbian fantasy. That's it. That's the video. I'm kidding. I love to read fantasy books. I love to read gay fantasy books, like I said. Anything that has that duplicitous nature, I guess, in it, whatever. I love reading fantasy, sci-fi, books with black or non-white characters. I love books with LGBTQ plus characters of any sort. Those are clutch. I will read those even if they're not fantasy. I will read them if they're fiction. I will read them if they're nonfiction because I support. I love generational stories. I love modern stories that take place in the modern era. I love stories that talk about current issues because they're just timely. I love YA and new adult books. Probably a lot of the books on this channel are going to be YA books because that is my favorite. I love them. I really love new adult books, which I feel like aren't talked about nearly enough. And I definitely want to read more of them and give them more attention because they're amazing. We need to talk about more books about 20-somethings. Write more books about 20-somethings. That's a great era of life. I'm in it. It's great and it's hard and there's a lot you can talk about. I also love romances. I don't know if it's been said already, but romances are just amazing. Give me a romance and I'm a happy girl. But still, I am super open to read close to anything. So if you guys have any books that you really want me to read, especially if they're bad ones, please comment down below. Let me know what your least favorite book or your worst book or your most hated book or whatever is down below because I am so excited to read it and talk about it. So those are all of my answers to the booktuber newbie tag. I'm sure this has been a long video, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and listening to me talk about myself for however long. I'm so excited to be talking to you guys and taking you on this journey with me. I cannot wait to keep talking to you guys. I'll be posting new videos every Thursday, so you guys stay tuned. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of the videos, and make sure you of course subscribe so that way you don't miss any of my content. We're gonna be taking a wild ride together. We're gonna be taking a trip, so it's gonna be so much fun and I hope you guys are ready. But since we are out here, I also wanted to take the time at the end of my video to talk about what's in my description box. The Black Lives Matter protests are happening. The coronavirus is still happening. So, you know, it would be great if you guys could offer any support that you can. I'm putting links in my description box below of different organizations that are requesting donations that need your help, whether that is for Black Lives Matter or for frontline workers. I'm also putting not just ways to help financially, but petitions that you can sign for different people and things that need assistance. I'm also putting links also down below. My description box is gonna be full of YouTube videos that you can watch, that you can stream, and they will donate for you. So if you don't have any money, because I know that we are all broke out here, the unemployment rates are high, I get it. That's down below as well, so that way if you can't donate financially, you can at least donate your time and just play it in the background or something like that. Put it on mute while you're cleaning or watching my video. So 2020 has been absolutely wild and we are all human. We should all be absolutely kind to one another, absolutely empathetic to everyone's experiences, and people need help. And it takes no time at all to sign a petition, no time at all to at least stream, so that way protesters can, you know, receive bail money if they need it, or receive masks, water, you know, protection from tear gas, whatever, what have you, because all lives can't matter until all Black lives matter. But other than that, if you like this video, be sure to like this video. Show your love and support. If you have thoughts, opinions about anything that I've said today, make sure that you comment about it down below. So again, make sure that you show your love and support either by sharing, commenting, liking this video, and also make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss anything that I post. I'm going to be posting every Thursday, so make sure you stay tuned. So until the next video, remember, you are the source of your own happiness, and you are loved even if you haven't met every single person who loves you. So until the next video, stay safe out there, guys, and stay lovely. Bye, gems.